Imagine you're a tiny speck flying through the air. There's another speck beside you. Oh wait, and another. Oh wait, there are 10,000 others. Now imagine that you and all of your tiny speck friends make up a visible ray of light. Congratulations, you're a photon. Now as you travel with your photon-enhanced energy powers, you notice your friends hitting things. A tree, a chair, a house. You, on the other hand, hit something else. A solar panel. But you don't just hit the solar panel, you hit one of the electrons in the valence shell of a silicon atom that is part of the middle band of a silicon sandwich inside the solar panel. You then proceed to bounce off in some random direction, completely oblivious to the drama you've just inadvertently caused. Back in the solar panel, the electron you've just smashed into has been knocked out of its place in the valence shell, causing it to float off into empty space. This is not cool from the electron's perspective. My silicon atom needs 8 electrons, it says to itself. How can I fulfill my purpose if I'm not helping my silicon atom fulfill its electron needs? And off it zooms, having a low-key existential crisis, looking for some other atom in need of an electron. Now, if you were someone who knew something about solar panels, and not a photon knocking silicon electrons about willy-nilly, you would know that the top layer of the silicon sandwich has phosphorus added to it, which means that there are more than enough electrons to go around. And the bottom layer has boron added to it, which means that they are dirt poor when it comes to electrons. You would also know that the differences in these two sandwich layers mean that the sandwich filling is the Goldilocks zone, where everyone has exactly as many electrons as they need. This Goldilocks zone layer is the place where you gave that electron an existential crisis when you knocked it loose earlier. Now this electron is running around all over the place, looking for somewhere to fit in. Not unlike a giant video game character who's also just had an existential crisis. Because of the way the electrons are aligned, this poor electron can't go down past the Goldilocks layer, and it can't find a place to fit in because all of the silicon atoms in the top layer have those phosphorus buddies to keep them extra complete. But here is where the solar panel designers pulled a fast one on the Goldilocks electrons. There are thin strips of metal all along the top layer of the solar panel that are negatively charged. These thin strips run back to the transport bus from which they can hitch a ride through a wire all the way around the Goldilocks zone and up into the bottom sandwich layer where it's like the land of milk and honey for a free electron. Remember though, you weren't the only photon in that beam of light, so it's not just you knocking electrons loose. It's thousands of electrons being displaced and then flowing through the wire. So now that you have a gajillion electrons flowing through a wire on a regular basis, you can stick a light bulb in the middle of that wire and voila! Electricity!